Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. 68 Charger build, back on it after messing a little bit with that Camaro. But now we got the brakes set up, we got the front set up, I should say. Front suspension more or less laid out here. But first things first, we got to get to these hub assembly slash brake and rotor assembly from WILWOOD. We got to assemble these. So you have to basically load everything in them more or less. We got to preload the bearings, seals, washers, studs, the rotor. We got to basically mate them together and put everything together and torque everything down. But what I got to do is here is you got two different lug patterns here, so I got to make sure we get the correct lug pattern. Make sure you do that as well. I'm going to go grab a wheel real quick so that way we know what lug pattern we're going to be using. And then these are your WILWOOD studs we're going to be putting on and get everything down, and then maybe with some Loctite as well once we put them on there, so that way they do not go anywhere. So let me grab that wheel. Might as well get started and get right to it. Guys, that's the frustration face right there. Super frustrated right now. Yeah, we didn't get the bolts that bolt the hub to this plate here. I'm super mad right now. Like, I've looked through all the hardware here and none of this stuff is for these 5 bolts that hold the hub to it on the back side like that. Obviously this is flipped, but not there. Super frustrating. I gotta make a phone call, see what the junk is going on. But long story short, this will sit like this, bolted down like that. Now these are directional. Make sure you put them in the right direction. Like, this is going to be the driver's side. You can see the arrow on the rotor, so make sure you account for that. But God, that's frustrating, guys. Super frustrating. All right, let me make a phone call. Next up, we're just gonna kind of preload the calipers, the brake calipers, with your brake pads, just to kind of have them ready. I'm actually talked to REILLY's Motorsports, which is the company that we went with the suspension kit and then all this brake stuff came from, because they provide everything. They spec everything out for us, and they are actually going to be nice enough and send us the hardware that we're missing from WILWOOD. So shout out to them for picking up the slack from WILWOOD. I appreciate you guys. Thanks, REILLY Motorsports over there, for you guys sending that stuff over. That's gonna help out this build, speed stuff up and all that. But we appreciate that for sure. Like I said, we're just gonna have to wait on that. We got everything else kind of pre-assembled for the most part. The front end here, as far as the brakes go, as much as we can, because those rotors are holding us up. What we'll probably do is we will move on and see if we can get the spindle on the car. We can get the spindle on the car. We might be able to get these brakes on there as long as everything comes in time. He said he's going to send them out today. Hopefully get them out today. So hopefully within the next 2 days, I would say, maybe. It's kind of a small part, so it's going to come in through the mail probably. So hopefully we'll see it soon. But let's we'll move on to that spindle. Back at the car, you guys. So since we're waiting on those brake components, hardware, we might as well see if we can assemble this lower control arm slash coilover. So we're gonna smack those on right quick. Obviously last time you guys saw the last couple of videos, we assembled the coilovers already. We got our A-arms now. These are from REILLY's Motorsports, by the way, if you guys do not know that, if you guys are just tuning into the channel. These are directional, the lowers. They usually are not, but we ordered the optional sway bar, so they have the sway bar bracket right here. So make sure those are facing towards the front. These are the actual shafts that are going to go in here and hold those on. We're going to use a little anti-seize, smack those on real quick, along with all our spacers and washers for coilovers. All right, and we do have the axles down here as well. I should say the spindle. We have their spindle down here. You might throw those on real quick too, since we're waiting. We're not going to do the uppers because we're waiting on hardware as well. Not only that, I don't want to put those on here yet because we're going to end up cleaning this stuff up here, put in some more of that rhino liner stuff to get this cleaned up, because this will all come back down again. At least everything we bolt up to the K-member, we'll be able to remove it with the K-member. If I put that A-arm up here, we won't be able to remove it, and I don't want any overspray or anything like that on it. So we will leave that probably more for last, but let's get started. I ended up putting a knuckle on here real quick, just kind of sitting there. So that'll come up like that, like so, to the upper control arm. But like I said, we're not going to do the upper control arm yet. But I also noticed that we're not going to do the coilover yet either. I mean, we technically could, but it'll be in the way because this bracket here bolts to the frame rail. So we won't have access to these bolts if we have the strut and the shock coilover setup sitting here in the way. So it's not really ideal. I'm going to wait on that to put that together, just because this whole thing's going to come back off again. But also want to know, these come with like a rubber grommet slash bushing. Make sure you put those in here as well, and the set screw as well. Make sure you line that set screw up dead center with the hole on the bar itself. We'll come back and grease these fittings and torque everything down. If there was only some way you guys can do this side with a little YouTube magic. Bam, there it is, you guys. There it is. Appreciate y'all help, you know. But this one's in there. We got this one torqued down, good to go with the spindle. Like I said, we're gonna have to kind of wait on the other stuff. For one, we're missing our hub and brake. I wanted to put the brake caliper and rotor and everything else on here, but we're gonna have to hold up for other parts to come in. But you guys, we got another little project coming in real quick. Let me show you. Let's go. You guys already know. You guys know me better than I cannot go too long without working on the Chevelle. As much as I like that Mopar, you guys already know I'm a Chevelle dude first and foremost. But this car is not mine, by the way. Let me just tell you guys that I did not buy another Chevelle. Probably would have, but it's not mine. No, this car is just coming in We got to do a lot of a little. Main thing is we got to do is AC. We're doing the whole vintage air kit in it here. We're keeping the small block Chevy, guys. We're not doing the LS swap, so nothing crazy. So we're doing a vintage air kit. We're going to clean up a little bit of the engine bay here, maybe put a new battery in it, and then see what's going on with the tail light. I guess she's having issues with the tail lights and not coming on correctly. So we just want to make sure she can drive this thing, so that way she can hit the road, hit the streets with it. And then we're going to check to see if she's got any crazy leaks or anything like that and go from there. But the biggest thing, like I said, is the vintage air kit. We're going to put that vintage air kit first and foremost, and then go from there. But that'll be on a different video, you guys. I might go ahead and start disassembling it today. I don't know. Start ripping up the that old condenser out of there, along with the dash and things like that, because we got to, all that stuff's got to come out in order for us to get that vintage air kit. So stay tuned for those videos. If you guys are interested, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell for notifications, guys. Goose, holla at your boy, guys. Get some merch. Go down to the website. I don't even have the, oh, look. See? I'm just playing though. But go get that GP hat. Go get the GP hat. Get your shirt, the swag at gooseperformance.com. Link is down in the description below. But yeah, another project coming in real quick. Hopefully we can get this one in and out while we're waiting on parts for the other ones. And guys, stay wrenching.